Proud, forgotten, Indian, Navajo, Blackfoot, Inuit, and Sioux. Survivor, spiritualist, patriot. Sitting Bull, Hiawatha, and Jim Thorpe. Mother, father, son, daughter, chief. Apache, Pueblo, Choctaw, Chippewa, and Crow. Underserved, struggling, resilient. Squanto, Red Cloud, Tecumseh, and Crazy Horse. Rancher, teacher, doctor, soldier. Seminole, Seneca, Mohawk, and Creek. Mills, Will Rogers, Geronimo. Unyielding, strong, indomitable. Native Americans call themselves many things. The one thing they don't.
It's an insult to our people, it's an insult to our children, making fun of our culture.
He believes the worst name of all is the term redskin.
There was a bounty on Indian people, and they scalped our people.
For us, it's always been a source of pride.
Superintendent of Kingston Public Schools, who are still called the Redskins, says he has no plans of changing their name.
Called the Cleveland Indians. Indians, they're Indians. Indians. And they took the name Cleveland Indians and made it the Cleveland Guardians. And my attitude is anybody that changes the name of the Cleveland Indians to the Cleveland Guardians should not be a senator, should not be a governor.
A heated discussion as people from across the community stood before the school board to debate changing Tecumseh's mascot. The mascot today is the Savages, but some argue the term savage is derogatory, offensive to the Native American community, and not a good representation of Tecumseh himself.
I'm not proud that any of you are proud that we are savages. How degrading can you possibly be?
Let's celebrate him as a warrior.
Others argue the term is only offensive to some.
In today's world, nearly everything, every word, every sign, every gesture considers to offend someone in some way.
For the most part, in general, do not support using Native people and tribes, Indian tribes, as mascots or nicknames. However, in the case of the University of Utah and the use of the Ute nickname, I'm totally in support of it. The University of Utah did consult with the tribes back in the 70s and more recently met formally with the tribe and obtained a resolution, which is our official form of business.
The Indian population is a great part of this country, a great heritage. And we were talking about Massapequa, Long Island, the Chiefs, they call themselves the Chiefs. Or the Kansas City Chiefs, they're not changing their name. A great team, great people, great owners, great coach and quarterback. I love the quarterback, like his girlfriend too, and his wife. His wife is great. She's been a big fan. His quarterback's mother is incredible. I like that team. They're called the Chiefs, and frankly, I see nothing wrong with it. They call them the Warriors, and not that team, but a lot of other teams, and all of these Indian surnames and different names. And I'm saying that I think that's a positive thing. And when you go back to Indians, they poll this. They don't know why these names are being taken off. They're trying to. I think it's degrading to the Indian population, and it's a great population. and they like when they're, called by various names. Now, Washington, the Redskins, perhaps that's a little bit different, but I can tell you that I spoke to people of Indian heritage that love that name and they love that team, and I think it's I think it's a superior name to what they have right now, and it had heritage behind it. It had something special. But a lot of the names having to do with, different places, not just Indians, but I think they changed the name of the Cleveland Indians. Why would you take the name Indians off the Cleveland Indians? And now it's called the Cleveland something else, right? Guardians. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Use of Native American mascots and logos.
All right, and as Fox 5's Jody Goldberg explains, the education secretary claims the state's policy violates federal law.
We won't stand for civil rights violations relative to any of our public school systems.
U.S. Secretary of Education Linda McMahon stepping into the center of a New York State Board of Regents ban on Native American imagery in public schools. She's calling for the state to lift the ban and claims it's a violation of the Civil Rights Act.
We are prepared to say we would like to have you voluntarily come, sign the resolution that would allow the Chiefs to continue.
Her visit to Massapequa High School, that's home of the Chiefs, comes after her office launched an investigation to determine if the State Department of Education could withhold funds from districts if they didn't change their Native American mascots and logos.
We're not going to tolerate the state government telling us what mascots we can use or not.
A member of the Native American Guardians Association who flew in from North Dakota agrees with McMahon and the county.
I like to consider this MAGA meets NAGA.
But local tribal leaders question NAGA's credibility and say the organization has no affiliation with New York tribes. They call the mascots disrespectful and demeaning.
You have the indigenous people of New York right here on Long Island, and if you were truly concerned about honoring our culture, you would ask us and understand that this is not okay.
None of the local populations in New York and Long Island have consented.